Nice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. That's
Wouldn't want to.
better than we've been described often before. So, right.
Mr. Chair, members, thank you for the opportunity to present SB 707, which would establish an extended producer responsibility program, also known as an EPR program, to incentivize the reuse and recycling of textiles in California under the regulatory auspices of Cal Recycle. The textiles, as you may be aware, are currently the fastest growing component of California's waste stream, accounting for approximately 3 to 5% of total waste in California. And although fully 95% of materials commonly found in apparel and textiles are actually highly recyclable, only around 15% of these materials are currently being effectively recycled. California, which has a long history as a leader in recycling models and technology, has implemented a number of groundbreaking and effective EPR programs whose design allows for the systematic reduction of waste and environmental harms by assigning a shared responsibility for end-of-life product management to the producers and other entities participating across a product's value chain. Over the years, as California has extended the EPR model to various recycling sectors, and Cal Recycle has gained deeper experience in overseeing them, the structure and governance of EPR models has improved significantly. The enforcement and penalty provisions contained in SB 707 are essentially the same as provisions in recently implemented EPR programs covering batteries, drugs, and medical sharps, with compliance being overseen by Cal Recycle and penalties assessed in the case of intentional, knowing, or reckless violations. SB 707, like other EPR programs, contains a provision for a limited antitrust immunity standard, which allows producers to comply and coordinate as a collective unit, and in so doing to trade information about market share and other details of their operations for the purposes of administering the program and determining proportional costs. This is a standard framework that has passed through this committee numerous times. I am respectfully asking for an aye vote this evening. With me to testify today is Dr. Joanne Brasch, Special Projects Manager for the California Product Stewardship Council.
Thank you, Senator Newman. Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the rest of the committee members. My name is Dr. Joanne Brasch. I'm here with the California Product Stewardship Council. I've also been asked to register support on behalf of the Sierra Club. CPSC is the sponsor of SB 707. We've also been the sponsors of several other EPR bills that have come through this committee, including meds, sharps, batteries. Textiles have been identified as a top material in our waste stream and also a problematic product for our local governments to try and set up a source-separated program. 707 replicates the same sections in previous EPR programs, such as antitrust, access to records, and enforcement. I'm here to answer any questions and respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support?
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Jason Schmelzer on behalf of the National Stewardship Action Council, in strong support.
Thank you. Opposition. Let's turn to opposition.
Opposition?
Opposition. Those who are opposed, please approach the microphone. If you're primary witness in opposition, please approach the microphone.
Thank you, Senators. Rob Spiegel again, Senior Policy Director for the California Manufacturers and Technology Association. Definitely appreciate the perspective of the Senator, and we continue to have ongoing dialogue surrounding some of the concerns that we have raised in our letter. Specifically, to have a successful EPR program, we have to first have a definition of scope of the products that are going to be contained. With that, as you may know or you may not know, the definitions of textile articles, and apparels that are utilized in this bill came from AB 1817, which is a bill that CMTA largely helped craft last year with Assemblymember Phil Ting to address PFAS, not EPR. So if we talk about the products and scope of this bill, what we really need in order for, as I said, to have a successful program, we need to identify what those are. From our membership, it's been clear that when we start talking about textiles broadly, think nylon, think polyester, those elements not only are in clothes, but they're across the sector for tires, rubbers, and any industrial material from filtration to water filters to everything that you want. And from the understanding what we've had with the Senator and the sponsors, the bill is specifically intended to be focused on clothing, apparel, and accessories there. So as we work to define what the appropriate scope of the bill, I think we can have a better time to work on the mechanics of what's required. With that, we do have some concerns associated to how are authorized collectors, authorized sorters, authorized repair businesses gonna fit into this mold? What are potential exposures of liability for manufacturers, for example? With that as well, when we talk about the potential for liability, SB 707 authorizes a remanufacturing, repair, alteration, or improvement to products that we originally produced. With that, the concern is, well, are these improvements actually improvements in the sense of like the fabric or the material, or in the structure or the design of how that product operates? If it's a structural design, an integrity design, that's no longer an original manufactured product that we put on the shelf and we put out to commerce. There's concerns about liability with that. There's concerns about what happens if a failure goes, or if a failure occurs. With that as well, we have some concerns over some of the federal regulations on consumer product
All right.
safety.
Thank you
But with
very
that,
much.
we made an opposition. Look forward to working with the author.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Others in opposition?
Hi, Ryan Lane here with the California Retailers Association. We are not in opposition. No position, as we had a great meeting today with the member and the sponsor. We continue to work, and we appreciate the commitment. So thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you. We're in favor of great meetings. Okay. Other primary opposition? All right. Let's do Me Too testimony. If you're in support or in opposition of SB 707, please approach the microphone and give us your name, your affiliation, and whether you support or oppose the bill.
Good evening, Chair and members. Roman Vogelsang with the Prey and McKaylee on behalf of Republic Services and support.
Good afternoon, members. Larissa Cespedes here on behalf of the Toy Association. We are opposed to the bill in print, but we are heartened by the discussions with regards to narrowing the scope of the bill, primarily for the reasons that were stated by the gentleman from CMTA.
Priscilla Quiroz here on behalf of Stop Waste, Solid Waste Association of North America Legislative Task Force, and Western Placer Waste Management Authority on strong support. Thank you.
Liv Butler, Californians Against Waste, in support.
Thank you. All right, let's turn to the phone lines. Moderator, if you'd open the phone lines for SB 707 for those both in support and in opposition to SB 707. Moderate anyone online for SB 707. All right, if there's no one on the phone line, moderator, anyone on the phone line?
Yes, for support or opposition, you may press 1 and then 0. We'll go to line 2891. Please go ahead. $28.91, your line is open. We will move on to 3075, your line is open.
Hi, I am in favor.
Thank you very much. Next caller.
Thank you. Next we'll go line 2832, your line is open.
Good evening, Josh Gauger on behalf of the Santa Clara Board of Supervisors in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll go to line 3062, your line is open.
Hi, Kathy Schaefer for San Fernando Valley and Los Angeles chapters of the Climate Reality Project in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll go to line 3096, your line is open. $30.96.
I'm waiting for the other bill, please.
Thank you. Next, we'll go on $30.89. Your line is open.
This is Sarah Boudreau with the City of Roseville in support.
All right.
Thank you. Next, we'll go on to $31.01.
Hello. Hi, my name is Brody Joanna, and I'm in support of SB 331.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go on $30.19. Your line is open.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, you're on.
I support in Los Angeles, California. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And we have no further in queue.
All right, back to committee. Questions by committee members? Senator Durazo.
Not so much a question as a comment. A couple of years ago when I did the Garment Workers Protection Act, part of the coalition that came to be were a number of growing small businesses that were both very concerned and supportive of the workers in the industry, but also sustainability. And they were primarily women and people of color, younger, and it was really a great experience. So I'm just putting that out because I think there's ways to connect organizations and efforts that are going on out there, and this was the sustainability from beginning to end of the garment. So maybe we can hook them into this effort as well.
Yeah, glad to do that. And Dr. Brasch is working with a fairly broad coalition from small businesses to actually quite large H&M, the Gap, some others. And so that is part of the intent of this bill, to enroll everyone who has a role in the product's life cycle in that extended producer responsibility system to ensure proper disposal or reuse.
Other comments? Senator Ashby.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get to a place where I could support this one today, but I wanted to ask you about the toys.
No, I think as Ms. Cespedes mentioned, so I think we're clear we're going to exempt toys. That's a very recent conversation we've had. And to the broader questions about product and scope, this is a difficult thing. And to CMTA's point about materials, as an example, we had a call today with broad coalition, and we made an exception also for furniture, right? Furniture might have textiles on it. It's very difficult to recycle, so we're going to make those exemptions as we go. Glad to do it. As far as toys go, they're going to be exempted in the next edit.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Artie, thank you. Other questions, comments? Is there a motion? Senator Durazo moves the bill. All right. Senator Newman, care to close?
I admire your stamina, and I ask for an aye vote today.
Thank you, sir. All right. Madam Chief Counsel, if you call a roll.
Yeah, this is Senate Bill 707 by Senator Newman. The motion is due pass to the Senate Appropriations Committee. Umberg.
Aye.
Umberg, aye. Wilk. Allen. Ashby. Aye. Ashby, aye. Caballero. Durazo. Aye. Durazo, aye. Laird. Min. Nilo. Stern. Wiener. Aye. Wiener, aye. So far you have 4-0 with members missing.
All right, we'll put that on call.
Thank you.